Good evening and Merry Christmas yesterday or today, depending on where you are in the world. For the second year in a row, Australia and the world have celebrated a COVID Christmas like no other, and for many families across the nation, plans of a dinner or lunch with relatives have been disrupted, with tens of thousands of Aussies in isolation after being deemed close contacts or even testing positive themselves. In the past fortnight, daily cases have skyrocketed to new records in almost every single state and territory, New South Wales recording a new record for any Australian jurisdiction overnight, 6,394 cases. That's despite a 36% drop in testing on Christmas Day, 1,608 in Victoria, while states that only opened up in recent weeks like Queensland, South Australia and the ACT also reporting records far larger than the numbers they've reported previously since the pandemic began. Thousands have also faced travel chaos this weekend, with Qantas and Jetstar cutting flights because frontline staff needed to get tested and isolated. Now, just taking a closer look at today's figures in our two most popular states, in addition to those 6,394 new cases overnight, authorities in New South Wales say 458 people are in hospital, 52 in ICU, while 93.5% of people aged over 16 in the state are fully vaccinated. There were no deaths. And in Victoria, 1,608 cases out of just over 72,500 tests, 374 people hospitalised, 77 active in intensive care, while 92% of 12 and over are double dosed, along with 2 deaths. In her annual Christmas message, the Queen has paid tribute to her late husband, Prince Philip. The Duke of Edinburgh died in April this year at the age of 99. In the address, she said that while it is a time of great happiness and good cheer for many, Christmas can also be hard for those who have lost loved ones, and this year especially, I understand why. The Queen will spend the holiday period at Windsor Castle for the second year in a row amid the ongoing pandemic, with the UK's COVID death toll now surpassing 170,000. Meanwhile, Pope Francis has called for dialogue from individuals and world leaders in his Christmas address. The 85-year-old said that our capacity for social relations is sorely tried, and that there is a growing tendency to withdraw, to do it all by ourselves, to stop making an effort to encounter other and to do things together. He also said that while we continue to witness a great number of conflicts, crises and disagreements around the world, using Syria, Yemen, Myanmar, Afghanistan, Israel, Palestine and Sudan as just some examples, the Pope also asked God to prevent fresh outbreaks of a long-festering conflict in Ukraine, amid ongoing reports that Russia is gathering tens of thousands of troops in preparation for a possible large-scale military offensive. During his Christmas Eve midnight mass the day before, he also urged a congregation of around 2,000 people to value the little things in life, declaring that on this night of love, may we only have one fear, that of offending God's love, hurting him, by despising the poor with our indifference. The Australian Retailers Association has estimated people will spend $21 billion in the post-Christmas sales through to around mid-January, starting today, of course. In the forecast released earlier this month, the ARA also predicted $2.9 billion will be spent on hospitality alone, up more than 10% on the previous year, while clothing, footwear and accessories will be up just under 7%, while strong sales growth is also forecast for Victoria, up over 6.5%. Retailers are also expecting a big boom in sales. Myer Chief Customer Executive Jeff Eichen telling Channel 9 that they expect to sell more than 20,000 sheet sets, 30,000 dinner sets, 122,000 towels, 52,000 t-shirts and 13,000 pairs of jeans. NASA has overnight launched the James Webb telescope into orbit. It is the largest and most powerful space telescope ever produced, featuring a 6.5 metre wide golden mirror that is almost 3 times wider than the Hubble telescope, which was launched in 1991 and until today was the biggest ever in use. The enlarged optics are also set to enable astronomers to look deeper into space, meaning further back in time than ever before. For a bit of perspective, James Webb is so big that, as you can see there, it had to be folded to fit in the nose cone of its launch rocket. Women and children are among dozens reported killed in a Christmas Eve massacre in Myanmar. Images of burnt-out vehicles in Moso village have spread online. According to a statement from the group Save the Children, 2 of its workers were travelling home for the holidays after conducting humanitarian response work in a nearby community when they were caught up in the incident. The group says that they have confirmation that their private vehicle was attacked and burned out, adding that the military reportedly forced people from their cars, arrested some, killed others, and burned their bodies. It's fueled further anger against the military in the country, who took over power in a coup in February against leader Aung San Suu Kyi. Well, today marks 30 years since the collapse of the Soviet Union. Now, on August 19, 1991, the Soviets woke to the news that leader Mikhail Gorbachev was unable to govern for health reasons. Following that announcement, tanks entered Moscow as a failed coup unfolded. Gorbachev affected heavily when it comes to the political sphere. Boris Yeltsin, the president of the Russian Federation within the USSR, began to take over the Soviet government ministry by ministry, even issuing a decree banning all Communist Party activities on Russian soil on November 16. Ukraine voted for independence from the Soviet Union in early December, and a week later Yeltsin met the leaders of Ukraine and Belarus, who declared that the Soviet Union no longer existed as a subject of international law and geopolitical reality. And on December 26, 1991, this happened. As you're seeing there, the Soviet red flag lowered for the final time and then replaced with the Russian one a day after Gorbachev stepped down, formally dissolving the USSR. All 15 republics of the former USSR gained independence in the following months. A screenshot circulating online purports to show an opinion piece published by the New York Times that calls for school teachers to tolerate bullying towards kids who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19, but it's a fake. The screenshot was shared by a number of accounts with large followings on social media, including by Laverne Spicer, a Republican congressional candidate for Florida who has over 115,000 Twitter followers. To find out more on this story and see why it's a fake, head to our website, 6newsau.com. Now checking in with tomorrow's forecast right across the country. Thunderstorms expected, 28 in Brisbane. A chance of showers, 20 degrees in Sydney, 21 and partly cloudy in the nation's capital, Canberra. Getting up to a top of 23 in Melbourne. Some nice cricket weather for the second day of the Ashes test there. 18 in Hobart, 24 degrees in Adelaide, sunny and 37 in Alice Springs, 39 in Perth after getting up to 42 yesterday, and in Darwin, storms a top of 29. And just before we go today, just a quick announcement that we have 2 big announcements about us. Number 1, Roman McKinnon has joined the 6 News team as our federal political reporter, covering news from across the country from his home city of Brisbane. Now, whenever there's a big story like a flood emergency or, of course, anything that's happening in Canberra, you'll find him in a place that matters, filming, editing and uploading all of his videos by himself. You can follow him on multiple social media platforms, links on our website, and a full bio under the Our Team category. And number 2, this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, we're taking a look back at the year that was with our 2021 In Review special, from the US Capitol riot in January to Prince Philip's death in April and all the lockdowns in between. We'll show you how we covered it. We'll also have live coverage on New Year's Eve this Friday from around 11 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and click all notifications so you don't miss it. That is 6 News for this Sunday evening. You can stay up to date with the latest headlines by heading to our website, 6newsau.com, and by following us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Lead. Just search 6 News AU to find us. I'm Lead Puglisi. Thanks for your company. Good night.